Can you name one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
The green one.
Like, name the name.
Of the...
Like, name the name of the turtle.
Green Monster.
The turtle? They're all artists. Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I think we should wrap this game up.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Post Moves. I'm Candace Parker here with my co-hosts, Big Guard.
Yeah, that's the right thing.
I mean, but also dominant in the post. You can't front. Co-host Aliyah Boston. Follow us at Post Moves Shows on all socials. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
New episodes drop every Wednesday, and don't forget to leave those 5-star reviews. That's all we're accepting over here. 5 stars. That's all I have to say.
And leave a comment on YouTube or send us a DM for questions that you may have for us. We are here and want to answer. We still have to figure out what we're gonna call the audience that watches Post Moves. I said post ups, but you.
I like post ups. No, I like that.
So post ups.
Post ups.
All right. So post ups. Leave us some questions. But anyway, I'm excited. Do you want to know why?
I want to know why.
I'm the biggest NFL fan ever, and the NFL's back. We are not going to have a weekend until February that there's not an NFL game. And I cannot tell you how excited I am.
I love that for you. No, I honestly love that for you. My goal is to be better with football, okay? I cheer for the Eagles. Yay, right?
No. Why would you cheer for the Eagles? Ew.
Oh.
Anywho, our agent, Zach Miller, is the biggest Eagles fan, and I think he's made me not like them. Although I do like Saquon Barkley because he is on my fantasy team. I did an auction fantasy team this year. And for those of you that don't know the auction process, it's basically like you have a cap. So it's say $250, and then you nominate players and everybody gets to bid on them. So I paid $71 for Saquon Barkley, did a great job yesterday. Derrick Henry and that amazing kickoff in NBC night football, Bills versus Ravens. I mean, Bills were down by 15 in the last 4 minutes and were able to come back and win. Stole it from Lamar Jackson. But Derrick Henry, man, I think he got me like 24 fantasy points. So I know all this is like me speaking
whatever that means.
Mandarin
I'm like,
to you. However, I am extremely excited. I didn't play fantasy football for a long time just because I like enjoying watching the game and I felt like I watched it for points. But now I'm back watching it for points and I'm enjoying it. So let's see how long this lasts.
Okay.
But yeah, lots going on in the Parker household. Daughter Layla started junior year.
Back it's junior year
of school, and son is in pre-K. Other one is a year just running around terrorizing everything. But basically school's back in session, which means now we're like getting up early and summer is over. And it's just, it's a whole thing.
I don't know if this is just me, and I know I don't have kids, but I feel like school is starting back earlier and earlier. Every year. I don't know.
Started in September, so I can't complain. Like we started end of August, but it was after Labor Day.
They started like early August. I was like, they didn't even have a summer. They didn't even get to go to the pool.
But they get out earlier now. But were you the one that did your mom always have to do like the first day of school picture?
Yes.
Yeah, she did.
Even when we moved to the States, we were sending first day of school pictures.
Did you hold a sign?
Oh, no, but I did look cute with my uniform and my books in my hand.
Oh, I'm sure you looked fly. Well, as the parents can vouch for this statement, it takes a little bit of an adjustment when kids go back to school. And so to be honest with you, we, on the 7th day of school today, took our first day of school pictures today. But we're just going to act like it was the first day of school.
But it's been a week.
3 kids is a doozy, I'll tell you that. It is crazy. And 3 dogs. And we got all of them looking at the camera.
Wow.
Looking at so it was a win, to be honest with you. Wrinkled shirts, but pajamas. But we did it. We did it, Joe. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I hear there's a lot going on in Indy. Something's breaking ground. Is that true?
Oh, our new practice facility. Yep, we just broke ground. Our new practice facility. Isn't it it is going to be amazing? It is going to be amazing. That was super exciting for everyone. I mean, it's a great opportunity. Like, we're all smiling. Like,
Man, you cheesing
I'm
real hard.
because this
And that nice Fever
because life
Essentials.
is
I
good.
see
Life is
you.
good.
I see you.
It's exciting though. I think just having our own facility right across the way with everything in there. I mean, there's everything, full service kitchen, podcast studio, hair and nails. Like, what? You don't have to leave for
Wait, you said
anything.
podcast
studio.
Yo,
So
can
maybe my
we-
background will be a little different.
Or maybe you could invite me to do a
Oh,
post-move show.
yes.
Wow.
That's
Just know.
exactly what I was thinking.
Okay,
That's
you're
on
going to
me.
keep
That's
this
on me.
practice facility all to yourself. Okay.
That's on me. I'll be better.
All right. Well, it's time for what we want to talk about. And we got a lot to talk about today. This is opposite of last week, where you all were coming off of a little bit of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, the Fever clinched playoff spot.
Yay,
Congratulations.
go Fever.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I call this Fever season despite. I think you all are achieving and clinching and moving forward despite the setbacks that you all have had in the injury category. You clinched in a dominant win against the Mystics on Sunday, 94-65. Your whole team stepped up, 5 players in double figures. Aliyah, big guard, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists.
5 assists? You see that?
That's unbelievable. I'm not going to
Thank
lie. Man,
Thank
that's
you.
crazy. Aliyah has the most double-doubles this season with 0 free throw attempts. Wow, that's a stat. Let's get Aliyah's reaction.
Honestly, listen, I take it where I can get it. If I don't get it, then it's okay. We move on and we figure it out. We're not even worried about it.
Wait, am I reading this correctly? Aliyah now has the second most assists in a single season by a center in WNBA history.
Guess who's the first? Guess who's the first? Guess who I'm trailing? Her name is Candace Parker.
And listen, post-ups, don't let Aliyah's sweet nature and calm demeanor and amazing personality, and Dawn Staley alluded to how intelligent and smart you are, fool you into thinking that she is not competitive, because this girl signed on to the podcast talking about, I need 7 assists in Tuesday's game, our last game of the season, to beat you. Because I have 166, Aliyah has 160. 2016, that was a great year. Nneka Ogwumike MVP. We won the title. It was amazing. So maybe this is a precursor.
Ooh.
Maybe this is a precursor. That's all I'm going to say. So shout out to @FeverStats for sending us these. It's amazing.
Yes. Let me tell you, I told you, listen, I am a competitor. I am. Honestly, when they had first told me that I was like second, I was like, oh, like what's the record? Because, I don't know what the record is. And then I saw it on Fever Stats and I was like, of course. I should just texted you.
I should just texted you. Tell the Fever Stats that I am a center, not a center. Okay, so I'm gonna let it marinate a second. Did you get the play on words? You got it. I'm a center, not a center. So yeah, I think I was listed at center that year, but you know how that is. But anyway, you locked in a top 7 seed, either going to be 7 or 6. You have one final game against the Lynx at the time of this recording, and you just hope that the Valkyrie lose their final 2 games so that you can get into that 6th spot.
Yeah. I mean, we're just gonna go in there. I think also too, we gotta just worry about handling Minnesota. We gotta be focused and ready for that, because that's a big game for us. But I think definitely coming off the Mystics win the way that we did was pretty important going into the playoffs.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here though, because of all the injuries and everything going on. You are or have been leaned on to play heavy minutes. How is your body feeling? How and what does your recovery look like now towards the end of the year? Because at this time, you aren't really practicing. It's more walkthrough. It's more kind of get a sweat in, you're out,
Yeah.
get your workout, you
get your shots up.
Yeah, get your shots up.
Yeah, I mean, recovery definitely massages. Those cold tubs and hot tubs, they do see me a lot more. And honestly, a lot of sleep. I pride myself on getting good sleep because I'll take a nap anytime and I'll go to sleep at any point. And so that's kind of just been my thing. And I've been feeling pretty good.
Well, that's unbelievable because I do want to run down just real quickly through the milestones and notable milestones, I might add. This is your first franchise winning season since 2015, which is incredible.
Yeah.
You all are 23-20, and you set a new franchise record for most wins in a season. I do have to put parentheses around it because the WNBA is playing more games.
More games,
However,
right.
you won the games that are in front of you, so nobody's hating on that. Made the playoffs for the second consecutive season, and you will host a playoff game for the first time since 2016 because the league now has changed back to the 1-1-1 home away format, which is amazing. So
I like that.
You're going to have a playoff game on the Fever home court. You all have made it clear that you have championship ambitions, and throughout the season, through the ups and downs, through the injuries, you talk about Dewana Bonner leaving the team pretty early. Talk about losing 5 players with season-ending injuries in Caitlin, Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, Sophie Cunningham, and forward Chloe Bibby. It was just announced that she's out with her knee for the rest of the season. You signed Bree Hall to a rest of season hardship contract a few days ago. This is the 18th player to play for the Indiana Fever.
Our team picture was huge. We had a team picture. We had everyone up there. It was so funny, but I think it goes to just show how it's been for us all season, but that we didn't let it, number one, define us or even slow us down. Like whoever came in, whenever they came in, we just knew that, okay, welcome to the Fev squad. We are going to be ready to compete. We're going to be ready to play and we're going to have fun. And honestly, when we took that team picture, we laughed a lot because we were like, how is this real? We were like, this is the biggest team picture in WNBA history. It has to be.
And to add insult even more to the wound, a player development coach, Keith Porter, even suffered a torn Achilles. Suffered a torn Achilles last week. So the injury bug has definitely bit you. But despite that, again, put it on a t-shirt, you all are still in the playoffs and going to compete for a championship. I just want to say, AB for all WNBA, tell your coach in your home city, tell your coach's coach, tell your GM, tell your friend, your aunties, your cousins, all of those things. She's been averaging 15.1 points per game, which is career high, 53.9% from the field, which is top 5 in the WNBA. She loves that left shoulder, and she is deadly going that way. 8.1 rebounds per game. I'm not giving this kind of report. Just a little bit. I didn't tell him about the crab. I didn't tell him about the crab dribble. All right. And 3.7 assists per game. Big guard. Say it for the people in the back. Career high this season.
I mean, hey, I'm just doing what I can. Doing what I can for the squad, and we keep it pushing. But get that big guard. See those assists, career high in assists? Heck yeah, what they do.
Yeah, we gonna get her talking stuff to y'all like she talks to me before we hit record. But some devastating news, I would say, but I don't think it was unexpected given the time period of the season. Caitlin Clark announced on her social media that she will miss the rest of the season. She captioned it in short, in part. I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with a singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. She was limited to 13 games this season, and she hasn't played since July 15th when she suffered a right groin injury in the final minute of the Fever's win versus the Sun right before the All-Star game.
I mean, that's our girl. That's our girl. And I feel like no matter what happened, you have to protect you and you have to protect your career. There's no reason to force anything. And I feel like her just kind of having that approach of doing what's best for her is all we can ask for, because we'd rather Caitlin sit out and then come back next season and we're ready to roll and we're ready to rock. And so we've just been supporting her and she's been supporting us. She's always there. We're getting to watch film and she's in there walking through saying, hey, and we're like, get out, go do what you need to do. But I mean, she's still the same. And I feel like our approach, because we've been missing her for so long, is just to come in and compete. And we have a good rhythm, I think, with everyone that's came in. And so just keeping that as our main focus.
Well, Coach Steph White had said that they were hopeful that Clark would return by the end of the regular season, but Caitlin was unable to fully reincorporate back into practice. And, she had never missed a game in her collegiate career or first year in the WNBA. So this is definitely a blow, I'm sure, for the organization, but also for her. Fever went 8-5 when Clark played and 15-15 without her. You all did win the Commissioner's Cup for the first time in franchise history without her. So maybe that is also another precursor. But big picture from the outside looking in, I have been a player that has had a number of injuries, and I think later in my career, especially, some of those injuries would have been less or preventable had I listened to my body earlier
And taking the time, yeah.
and taken the time. And there is a difference in being a role player and coming in and playing a role and coming in off of an injury. There is a rhythm. But when you are Caitlin Clark and you have the ball in your hands and you are on the other team's scouting report, to come in half and not be able to be in that amount of, I would say, shape, rhythm of the game, because the rhythm of the game changes towards the end of the year. And so when it started getting closer to the end of the regular season, I was like, it's dangerous to come back during playoff basketball because the whole flow, the physicality, all of that is different. And so I know it's difficult to kind of take time and understand the big picture, especially when you're living with tunnel vision and you've worked so hard to get to where you're at. But it's the smart thing. And I'm proud of this generation for taking the time they need, looking at the bigger picture, and making sure that they get healthy. So, Caitlin Clark, hope you feel better. You have a great off season and you come back healthy. Let's see. Where do we want to go next, Aliyah? Do we want to go?
I think we got to talk about the Valks. I feel like we have to talk about the Valks. I mean, first expansion team to make the playoffs in their debut season. Like, that's impressive. I have been seriously impressed. I know we've played against them. So it's kind of like, dang, why are you talking about your ops like this? But seriously, you have to give credit where credit is due. And honestly, I think the Valks have just had such a great season. And the way they compete, the way they come out and they make it a game no matter who they're playing. I feel like you have to talk about that. So, and they did clinch a playoff spot. And so that's really exciting for them.
What's insane is that every time they've had success on the court, it was the off the court stuff that was unbelievable as well. The Valks set the all-time WNBA attendance record for average attendance in 18,064.
Yeah, that's so impressive. You gotta give a shout out to the Bay.
I've not been to a game, but from what I hear and from social media and all of that, it's been unbelievable of an experience to go to a game. The fans, the
atmosphere,
crowd,
it really is amazing.
Atmosphere, all of that. So, shout out to the Valkyries for coming in and disrupting what an expansion team is supposed to accomplish. And a lot of that has to do with first-year coach Natalie Nakase, who is actually my coach of the year vote. I think Nat has done an amazing job. When you look at opponents that go into, let's say, Chase Center, and when you look at opponents that have to face the Valkyrie on their home court, they don't want to play them on the defensive end. They're physical. They're at the point of attack. They're in the gaps, as you alluded to.
They're in the gaps, getting back out. I mean, they're just super active.
They box out. And then when you're playing against that consistently for 40 minutes, it's annoying. And you know it. Like, you know what I mean? You know that post player that runs rim to rim the entire game?
Every single time. It's like, slow down for no reason.
Could you Dearica Hamby used to do that. And it used to drive me
She still does that. Hold on.
It drives me nuts. I'm like,
Dearica still does that.
I was like, Dearica, could you just take one play off running rim to rim? Because I got to sprint my ass back.
Yes.
And if I don't, you're getting a layup or somebody's getting a three on the other end. Like, can we just agree to just run next to each other down the court?
You're literally scoring your layup and Dearica is taken off. She is gone. Honestly, I love playing against Dearica, though.
She's probably one of the best in the business at running rim to rim.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like, that's a skill. Like, for those of y'all that are out there trying to be post players, if you just decide to run rim to rim and get in that type of shape, your opponents are going to hate you.
Real bad.
Speaking of opponents hating a team, I'm sure that the entire WNBA is hating the Aces as their win streak continues.
14.
The Aces 14-game win streak. They did not lose in the month of August. We are now in September. They still have not lost. It's crazy. It's the longest win streak in Aces history. A'ja Wilson, 31 points, 11 rebounds, 4 steals against the Sky, put up her 13th 30-point game. I mean, she's averaging 27.4 points per game during that win streak, 12 rebounds, 2.4 assists. I think that the MVP race is done.
I mean, it was a good race. I think, though, when you really think about it, when you're actually looking at basketball, like, I think the way A'ja's guarded is also different than how Fee's guarded sometimes, too. And I think people really try to pack it up. Like, when A'ja gets, everyone's like this. everyone's like this. I mean, it could go credit to Minnesota's offense being super spaced out, so it kind of makes it hard for people to do that. But I do think the numbers Asia is putting up right now is just insane.
I would like to say this too and give credit where credit is due because I feel like Cheryl Reeves' system has amplified Napheesa and Napheesa has amplified their system. I don't think a player should be penalized because the players around you fit the system and are great.
I
But I
agree.
think individually, if you take, the individual players of Minnesota, they aren't great. But it's it's the pieces and the whole is bigger than the sum of its parts. Is that what it?
I'm not.
Anyway,
I really don't
it's a
know the
math.
answer to
I
that.
don't know. I went to Tennessee, so basically, yeah, like I think it's more so that, but you cannot penalize Napheesa for that. However, I do think she has missed a great deal of games, and when she missed, her team continued to play at that level. Asia Wilson is featured so much in Becky's offense, and I think you also have to give credit to the offense that the Aces are running now because you do have the playmaking of Jackie Young. You have Chelsea Gray, who is coming into her own, to start the season. I feel as though they had missed their bench a little bit and they didn't have the depth that they're accustomed to of the players like Alicia Clark coming off the bench. They didn't have those vet leaders and they were able to adjust. I mean, definitely some acquisitions and changing things up. So I think Asia's raising her bar and her level of playing, but you also got to give credit to Jackie and Chelsea as well.
I agree.
So Jewel Lloyd coming off the bench now.
Yeah,
So
she's.
I think Napheesa had the MVP before she got injured, but after her injury, I think Asia has made it extremely clear and in their head-to-head matchup. So that's what everybody looks at. So, anywho, but the other news in that game was Angel Reese was suspended for the first half of the Aces game. She was ruled out in the second half due to back injury, and she was suspended for the first half following comments she made to the Chicago Tribune about her teammates, coaches, and the organization. In the article, she said she's not settling for the same shit we did this year and stressed the team needs to add great players this offseason. She had comments about Vandersloot. We can't rely on Courtney to come back at that age she's at. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. Reese has since apologized for her comments and said that they were taken out of context. I can remember a time when I was in LA and it was, I believe, 2012 or 2013. And this is year 6 in the league for me. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I had like 33 points, like 15 rebounds, whatever. And we came into the timeout and Coach Carol Ross drew up a play for Elena Beard to go right to win the game against Minnesota. So I was going to go up and set the screen and then she was going to just go all the way to the basket and score. And we lost. And I didn't say anything, but my family members got on Twitter and they expressed that I should have gotten the ball in that scenario. So I went into that off season thinking nothing of it, thinking that I don't understand why Elena would be mad, why the organization would be mad. I have no idea why. But after gaining perspective and a little bit of more maturity, being you realize how important it is that, first of all, your family is a mouthpiece for you. So it's essentially like you're saying it in most scenarios, and especially in my scenario. But secondly, in public and front-facing things, you have to protect your team and your organization no matter how you feel. And there were so many bumpy rides with the Sparks that I've had. And I think the best advice that I ever received was to keep things in-house. You can yell, scream, cuss, do all those things in between these walls, but you can't bring it out. And once that happens, it's hard to gain that trust back. And so I think Angel taking the steps of apologizing publicly is huge. But I also feel like there is a little bit of a need, even more so, for the understanding of how sacred the locker room is. And now what is the next step? How do you gain that trust back? And I think that's where her mind has to be right now, is like, how do I get the trust back, because everybody can throw out leader, but it does take a lot to be a leader. And so I just think the organization, do I think she should have been suspended? I don't know what's going on in the locker room. I don't know what was said. But for me, I think in the NBA, maybe a fine would have happened. But at the same time, I think we've seen, Angel maybe for the last time this season. I don't know if she's going to play in their final game. And I think the offseason will be a great chance for the organization and her to get on the same page. Because listen, what is the Jay-Z song? Nobody wins when the family feuds. I've been at odds with my GM. It's not good. So unless you want to get out of there, which maybe is a possibility, like you're not going to win when the family feuds. And it took me a long time to realize that. And I think that there are growing pains with being a star. So.
Well, live, laugh, love, fever.
Oh, Lord, you and this live, laugh, love. I cannot.
After we won the national championship in 2022, I saw you, Candace, in the crowd, and I just grabbed the mic and said it. I love you, girl.
And I felt that because I saw myself in you, the joy, the pressure, the entire journey.
You've always been someone that I've looked up to, and hearing you say, you got this, that meant more to me than you probably even know.
That's what Adidas is all about. The You Got This campaign is a reminder that support, even one moment, one voice, can change everything.
Whether it's a coach, a teammate, a friend, sometimes it just takes someone reminding you who you are.
We've both had those people, and now we're trying to be that for someone else.
Learn more about the You Got This message at adidas.com/yougotthis and follow along at Adidas and at Adidas US. This episode is brought to you by Smucker's Uncrustables. There's a reason classics don't go out of style. PB&J, no crust, no mess, no notes. Check out Uncrustables, the best part of the sandwich.
It's a round crimped sandwich made with soft, pillowy bread filled with peanut butter and jelly. Grab one from the freezer. Let it thaw while you do your thing on the court, in the carpool, or whatever hustle you're on. This snack is for pro goats, little legends, and everyone in between. Find Smucker's Uncrustables in the freezer aisle. Learn more at uncrustables.com. It's now time for You Got This, presented by Adidas. There's nothing like a great assist to help us remember you got this. Learn more about the You Got This message at adidas.com/yougotthis and follow the action on Instagram at Adidas and at Adidas US. All right, post-ups. Every week, we're going to shout out someone who has inspired us, rose to the occasion, or made their moment count. And this week, my You Got This moment goes to Maya Moore, Sue Bird, and Sylvia Fowles, who were inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame on Saturday. I watched. I was just in awe of those three ladies. I've had the pleasure and the privilege and the tough task of competing against all of them. I've only been teammates with Sue internationally, and then Maya, Sue, and Sylvia on USA Basketball. I can go through and read the stats of one of the best players of all time. She played 8 seasons, Maya Moore, 4 championships, 2013 Finals MVP, 2014 WNBA MVP. You could go on and on, 5-time WNBA first team. But I think the thing for me in playing against Maya is you knew that she was always going to compete. And whether it was us going to rival colleges in UConn and Tennessee, she was a freshman when I was a senior, or whether it was her being drafted by the Lynx and us playing them the first game of her entire WNBA season, you knew that she was going to be a superstar. You knew that she was going to be a Hall of Famer. And so to know what you had to bring to the court every time you played Maya, both on the offensive end, on the defensive end, all of that was remarkable. And so I just want to tip my hat to her because I think that she helped build basketball and women's basketball to what it is. She just moved different. She moved different and she played different and she had that pull up and she had that shot. She was athletic. I mean, you name it. And so to know that she's now getting her flowers and she'll be a Hall of Famer forever is unbelievable as an opponent. Did you ever watch Maya play?
Maya's amazing. I think growing up and being able to watch all the highlights, like you think like, ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, I need that. But just like you said, that pull up is there. Who's stopping that?
Nobody. And I will say she's a 4-time champ. We lost to them in the playoffs. I know 3 of those times. We lost in the Western Conference Finals. We lost in the first round in 2015, and we lost in the finals in Game 5 in 2017, which was their last championship. And so anytime the Sparks and the Lynx played, I mean, we were 1-2, neck and neck, all of that. So I just think that you respect somebody that brings out the best in you. And I think Maya constantly brought out the best in me. Sue is one of the most decorated women's basketball players ever. 19 season in the WNBA, 4-time champ. That's a theme here. 13-time All-Star, 5-time WNBA first team. Again, I can go down the stats, but I think I got to really know Sue when we were overseas playing for Ekaterinburg, Russia, and with Team USA traveling the world, and just watching the way that she carried herself, the professionalism, but also the way that her career has really been, and she alluded to this in her speech, whatever is necessary, she rises to the occasion. Earlier in her career, it was scoring. It was that mid-range. It was, pick and roll. It was her and Lauren Jackson. And then later on, it phased into more of a creator. And then she's one of the highest basketball IQ players I've ever played against and also with. And so for me, as a nerd of basketball, it's been amazing to talk basketball with her and to see the way that she sees the game as a point guard. So won a EuroLeague title with her. I just think that her career accolades, as amazing as they are, they pale in comparison to the career that she truly has had and the impact that she's had on the game of basketball. So again, I know, she's kind of my generation a little bit, and you didn't get to play against, Sue Bird, that midi Sue Bird, but at the same time, I think she has definitely been like a North Star for a lot of point guards in this league. And then the third person, Sylvia Fowles. We have been competing against each other since we were 14 years old. She is one of the most dominant. I know people call her defender. That is us.
Ooh,
at 14 years old.
Fitted up.
We were at, Boo Williams. And I was playing for FBC. I just joined a team just to go down there and play. And Sylvia was playing. She's from Florida. I mean, from the days in high school where we were 1 and 2 in our recruiting classes to then in college when we were battling for SEC titles and national championships. And then she went to Chicago. And then, boy, I remember getting that call that she had gotten traded to the Lynx. And I knew that was going to be an issue. That was going to be a problem for us because she was definitely the missing link, no pun intended, that was needed. And I don't want to do a disservice to her career. So I want to name her accolades. 2-time WNBA champ, 2-time final MVP, 8-time WNBA All-Star, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time Olympic gold medalist. She honestly is one of the greatest people. We call her Mama Sil. She's one of the greatest people that you'll ever meet. She's so kind and considerate and has really grown the game of what bigs can do. I remember her and I at Team USA camp, us having a dunk off, Aliyah. Like we were doing we were doing 3-man weave, 3-man lines, Olympic shooting where you cross and you go in 2. And I came down, pull one down. Michelle
And
Snow
like,
came down, pull one down. Sylvia, I mean, you talk about the McDonald's All-American game. You talk about, just us competing over the years. And it's just been an absolute pleasure to watch her get her flowers and, enter into this next phase of life. And so Hall of Fame, unbelievable experience. I hope all their families and friends took it in. But yeah, that's my You Got This moment presented by Adidas. Next week, Aliyah, try to top that. We'll see what you can do.
I don't know how I can. I was sitting here thinking like there's no way anyone that comes after this is
no way. Good luck. All right, we got to do this. There's clearly a generational gap on this podcast. On our first episode, Aliyah said something about kick, and I had no clue what she was talking about. I still really don't. Meanwhile, I brought up a pager, and she looked at me like I was 100 years old. So we're calling this game the Millennial versus Gen Z, where we quiz each other to see how wide this age gap really is. And Aliyah is 23 and a half.
Thank you.
And I am 39. I'm not putting halves on my age because I am knocking on the door of 40. No, I'm not turning 40 this year. It's next year. Anyway, we're going to start easy. Okay?
I think I'm scared.
No. You got this. I believe in you. Who is the real Slim Shady?
Eminem.
Can you sing part of the song?
The point is I answered the question. So
no, I'm just wondering. Just give it a crack.
It's something like real Slim Shady. Period.
Okay.
Um.
Okay. Next question. I'm Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real
Yes,
Shady.
that's
All
what
you
I
other
said.
Slim Shadys. Okay.
Please stand up.
Okay.
Please stand up.
There you
Please
go.
yeah,
There you
yeah.
go. Okay, so I understand that you know Ray J more than Slim Shady. All right. What is this sound?
I'm sorry? Is something like ringing? Is this like what is this?
That is the best thing ever.
What is that?
You really don't know what that sound is.
What is that?
That's called dial-up internet. Back
What?
in my day, it used to be the phone line that you would plug in to your computer, and the phone line would be like the computer. And so when
Did you have the
dial
phones
up,
that you had to spin?
okay, chill out. I'm not that old.
Okay.
But basically, that's dial up. So whenever you wanted to get on
Oh.
AOL, America Online, you had to dial up. And so the worst thing was somebody would pick up the phone when you're dialing up, and it would just start it would kick you out. So you pick up the phone and then it would all end.
Yeah, no, I just FaceTime.
That's wild. That's wild.
And I give you 3 rings to pick up. If you don't pick up in 3 rings, then we're not going to talk.
What does AIM stand for?
Well, you just said something said like American Online. So maybe it's like Americans in music. Something tells me that answer is wrong.
You know what's really bad?
You don't know what it means either?
I know it's instant message, but I don't know what the A stands for.
Oh.
AOL Instant Messenger. That's what it stands for. But it's instant messenger. I literally used to have, so there was AIM, and you would like, be able to be online. People would like text you. I guess that's what you would call it. And you would set an away message on your AIM. So like it would reply like, hey, I'm not here, leave a message or whatever. So my AIM message was like, I cannot believe I said this. This is how much of an asshole I was. So my AIM message when I was like a senior in high school was like, if I don't hit you back, it's I'm making changes in life, and if I don't hit you back, you're one of them.
You're so unserious.
That was pretty.
You're
like epic.
So unserious.
Don't lie that was pretty epic. That was pretty
I'd be so mad if you didn't hit me back, because not you cutting me out, and I'm finding out through instant message.
I was just being honest. All right, so to fashion, high school, everybody had these jerseys. Everybody wore the clothes. What does FUBU stand for?
I won't even lie to you. I don't even want to make an educated guess because it's not going to be educated.
Come on, Aliyah.
Fits under.
Oh, Lord.
What is it? Okay, what does it stand for? What do you like?
We're about to take your black card. Your black card about to get revoked.
Like what? You're gonna have to revoke it.
For us, by us is what FUBU stands for.
Girl, ain't nobody gonna know that.
Okay.
What does GAT? What is GAT?
A gun? I don't know.
No, that means you have a fat badonker behind you.
I thought it was like GAT. Like a GAT is a gun? It's GAT.
No. Yeah. You should know this one. I'll give you an easy one. 8 and left no crumbs.
Oh, Layla says, yeah, like that means you killed it.
You killed it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Riz? Do you have Riz?
That means like you have something when you're talking to people you like.
Yeah, you're a little smooth
like
talker. Dang, are you like...
I mean, I have a 16-year-old, so
this really isn't fair, because you're asking me what instant messenger means, and I'm like...
But do you have a mom?
Yeah, but like, my mom had a BlackBerry.
I had a BlackBerry?
Exactly, but they didn't have instant messenger on a BlackBerry.
They did, but it's okay. Let's go back to one. I got like a couple more questions, just because this is fun for me. Name one show on TGIF.
Thank God It's Friday?
Yep. Thank goodness, but yeah.
Oh,
come on, you know a show. It's like epic. This was a lineup that everybody waited for on Friday nights. And I remember my friends coming over and we would watch.
And what year was this?
I mean, this was a long span. I want to say it was like late 90s to
Late
early
90s.
2000s. Yeah, but all the
Do you know
shows.
I was born in 2001? So was it
Yeah, well,
done by then?
all the
Was it
shows are still replaying.
Friends? Was Friends?
Okay, no. It's like Family Matters, Full
I love it.
House.
Okay, but that wasn't on. Okay,
Boy
okay.
Meets
We didn't have
World.
that. I watched all of those.
Okay, well, Step by
So
Step was my
Step by I
show.
watched that. Wait, why? Okay, I didn't know that was on like. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing, and
I
everybody
watched all those.
It was before streaming, so you really had to
doesn't
like
count.
tune in on Friday.
no.
Okay, we'll do one more. Actually, we'll do two more. What? Can you name one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
The green one.
Like name the name, and there's
of the
like name the name of the turtle.
Green Monster.
The turtle. They're all artists. Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I think we should wrap this game up.
All right. What? We got to show one picture. All right. What is this? She is looking at.
This goes into something, though, right? I can't even
describe it because I'll give it away.
It like goes into.
What does it go in? Chelsea, shout out to Chelsea, our producer, because this is pretty epic. The fact that you're stumped and you don't know what this is wild. It's a floppy disk and it goes into a computer, and that's what used to store like data and stuff to transfer.
How was I supposed to know that?
I mean, it looks technology.
Yeah, but I knew. I said it goes into something. Did I not? I said it goes into something. Now, what? Not really sure.
I'm really disappointed in you, to be honest with you.
Okay, but at least I know who the real Slim Shady was. Period.
But you didn't know FUBU. Okay. Anyway, that's enough for today because I officially feel really old. Just didn't know what a floppy disk was, guys. Help me.
My bad. That's on me. All right, it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show. This is Unfiltered Fan Questions powered by Uncrustables. Find Smucker's Uncrustables in the freezer aisle. Learn more at uncrustables.com. We got a ton of great questions coming in. Keep them coming. We love answering them. So, Candace, first one. This question is from March Meowdness 2, period. What's your favorite basketball movie?
Well, Sanaa Lathan just went to the Wings Sparks game this week. And Love and Basketball is my first, my second, my third favorite sports movie. As you can see, Sanaa Lathan wearing the Sparks jersey, she played Monica Wright. I think everybody grew up wanting to be Monica Wright. I know I thought I was Monica Wright because I got drafted to the Sparks, and then I had a daughter and she was sitting courtside and all that. It was crazy. But I will say that like that sports movie left an impact on so many different female athletes. And so that is, yes, my favorite, not just basketball movie, but sports movie. What about you? What's your favorite?
I'm going with Love and Basketball. I feel like every time I feel like you ask an athlete what their favorite sports movie, basketball movie is, it's always Love and Basketball or like Coach Carter. I feel like that's always a good one too. You know, everyone loves a good Coach Carter.
Coach Carter was epic. You know, I also can quote Love and Basketball, so it's annoying to watch it with me because it's like one time Magic Johnson scored 32 points. It was 6-minute quarters, and he sat out the whole fourth quarter. You do act different. Like I can quote the entire movie. So anywho, you going to prom with Spalding? I ball better than you. Who's Spalding? I didn't know Nike made dresses.
Yeah, you scare me.
I got the whole thing.
No, you scare me.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, next question from Sternside_Cass for both of you. What is the most interesting fan reaction encounter you have witnessed?
Oh, most interesting? I feel like I always love when, let's say like I'm out and about and you just see someone like stop in their tracks and they're like, they can't believe you're in the same place that they're at. Like the other day, I was looking for a little basket. My friend's in town and she was like, oh, let's just go to Walmart, look for a little basket. I was like, sure. Pull up to Walmart. We're walking through the aisle. She's looking for a charger and this guy stops me and he goes, oh my gosh. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what? He's like, you're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, just shopping away, buying a charger. He's like, can we take a picture? Like, my daughter would love that. And I was like, sure. So I always think like those are always super funny and fun because people are really like, sometimes I feel like they don't believe that we're actually real people that go on about our day and go to Walmart occasionally.
Shout out to the trip at Walmart, seeing Aliyah Boston in the aisle. But I think it's always amazing when your heroes know who you are. And so I can remember, you know, the first time I was out in LA, I was doing a big shoot and Spike Lee was there. And Spike Lee came up and was like, I'm a fan of your game and your work. And, I think it was just unbelievable to me to know that like Spike Lee knew who I was at that time. So I think it's always, amazing when you're able to meet your real life heroes and they actually like know who you are.
Hashtag retweet. I feel that. Question number 3 from Baby DY. Candace, if you were a vet in the locker room with the Fever in the playoffs, what would you tell them? Great question. Let me tell you.
That is a fantastic question. I think, again, I would go back to the despite mentality. And you all have had that next woman, next player up mentality the entire season. You've had to. I think that standings are so close right now. There's not many games that separate where you are from the second seed. And with that being said, that means that you have an opportunity. A shorter series means that you mess things up a little bit. And you do that on the defensive end. You do that in being a better version of who you are. You're not reinventing yourself. You're actually just reestablishing that this is what you got to do to win. And I think you all know what it takes to play winning basketball. So I think that's what would be my echo, is just having that confidence. It's like a dance routine, right? Regular season, you're learning the steps.
Yeah.
And then in the playoffs, you know that shuffle.
You just got to do it. You just got to do it.
You know that TikTok. You know it.
Yeah.
So, that's the mentality you have to have.
Perfect. Well, all right. That does it for our unfiltered fan questions powered by Uncrustables. Keep them coming. Drop us a DM, a comment on YouTube. We want to hear from y'all. Anything you got, we want to hear it.
Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode of Post Moves. We'll know the playoff schedule in a couple days, so we are excited and anxiously awaiting. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, and follow Post Moves Show on social. 5-star reviews.
5-star reviews. Bow, bow, bow. And we're out.